Testing sound, testing sound. 1, 2, 3. Testing sound. Good evening, Seaman. Nice to have you with us. I'll be on the show proper very soon, as soon as we get the countdown. We have Nuvsticks racing today, I see in the chat, racing as Dex, I believe, in the Haas. Please confirm for me before we begin the show. Seaman is Floyd, fantastic. Okay, I thought in the background of one of your videos you shared earlier in the week, Floyd, I thought I heard my own voice. So you're a very, very brave man to play with my voice in your ear. We'll get started in just a second. Well, good evening, race fans, and welcome to Jeddah for round 3 of the International Racing League Season 2 Championship. My name is Webbo here, as you can probably imagine, on the channel, as we're going to take a good look, a close and careful look at tonight's racing. And we've got some new people here to join us as well. Good to see AJ back, who's racing as ARL under the Welsh flag here as ARL 33. AJ has joined us. Ricky Maru comes back from his debut last week, but let's talk about last week for just a moment, shall we? If you haven't seen it yet, then mute what I'm about to say, put it on your watch later list, and go and watch it next week. But Alpha Alex came back victorious from Silverstone, with Jay and Adam joining him on the podium. Season 1 champion Moist deposed down to 4th in the main classifications, with Ricky Maru in 5th on his debut, with Sticky in 6th, Trappy in 7th, Ole only in 8th, with Triple Bay and Chuck Norris completing the top 10. That doesn't tell the story, though, of an epic session of racing where we had more changes for the lead than I can count. I think more than we have number of laps that we raced. And that sees us at this early stage in the 10 race championship with the following championship situation. Moist does manage to hang on to top step of the championship on 30 points, 30 points, to Adam Foran's 27, and Adam K on 25. Alpha Alex jumped straight up to 4th position with that 25-point haul, as did Jay into 5th with his 18-point haul from Silverstone into 5th place. Then comes Leon in 6th on 15, Ole only on 14, and we're expecting bigger things from Ole in 7th. Ricky Maru debut with 10 points, put himself into 8th. Then comes Sticky and Marco, with Floyd Trappy, Triple Bait, Captain Nike, Malmo and Chuck Norris have all scored points so far. That gives us a situation with the championship standings, with Aston Martin on 30. That doesn't tell me at all. Give me a second. We have McLaren leading the way on 42 points. Aston Martin, Mercedes on 36, followed by Red Bull on 25, equal on points with Alpine, and only 3 ahead of Williams on 22. Then comes the Works Mercedes car on 19. Alfa Romeo, Ferrari, and Alfa Tauri Honda are on 10 points each. And then comes Ferrari and Haas at the tail end of the standings. We are in Jeddah. The lights are on for our qualifying session. I need to get my screen organised for you all, because I was busy reading elsewhere. And then we shall make sure that we can see who is first out on track. And I'd be surprised if it's not ARL. And there indeed he is. He was not expecting to race at this point. He was expecting to race at a different time, but thanks to the clock change in the UK, I think we've got that going on. And then we have got our ARL back in the cockpit. First time league racing in a long while, but not by any stretch of the imagination. Is he new to league racing at all? Welcome to Joe Hamster there, and we've got Joe in the chat. We've got AJ, obviously. We've got Seaman as Floyd. We've got Nuvsticks as Dex. And we're going to get on our way to racing. And we're going to join ARL in the qualifying session for this first flying lap as we power down the main straight here. Looking for the braking point, of course, for turn 1. And we will expect to see some action into turn 1 later on. Then it is a very smooth and stable trip through turns 2 and 3 before a braking point of turn 4. Very characteristic of the rest of the circuit. You only really know where you are as a commentator by the advertising holdings, and of course they change year to year. Switchbacks, lefts and rights, double lefts, all the way down to the short straight before you brake heavily for the highly banked turn 13. And we go into that right now, and powering back out again, shaving the Rolex signage on the outside of the screen. And as we then get right into the meat and potatoes of this lap, we run down. We're only on medium tyres at the moment as we pass underneath the overpass as well. And then we're looking for another good braking point to secure our entry into what will be the DRS detection zone for zone 2 on the circuit. For zone 3. No, it is zone 2. We've got a car in the way. We've got DRS open, and we've got one major hairpin left to go. Nice to hear from Joe Hamster there as well. Yeah, good to see you as well. Hope our paths cross again sometime soon. But ARL then, coming out of the final corner, he will cross the line. He will get a 1:28.239 to set the first flyer in our group at this stage, and it's great to see. On the pace straight away. We will see the rest of the times coming in. There goes Dex on a 1:29.3 on soft tyres with Adam Foran a 27.2, and I believe he is also on the soft tyres, setting a new fastest lap there for us as watchers. We've got Alpha Alex, who is going to be coming through on those soft tyres. ARL could be being quite canny here and trying to save a set of tyres underneath the STC boardings and past the pit lane entry before we hug the pit wall. A 28.378, 1/10.5 slower than ARL on the medium tyres. So we were expecting fairly big things here from ARL on the early lap. First one out, green track, medium tyres, and he nails a 28.2. He is 1 second away from the provisional pole. Where does Moist go? Well, Moist manages to nail a 1:27.0 on his first flying lap, and that is very, very special. He'll be coming back to this championship now. He does have the lead of the championship, but he has yet to win a race, and that is highly, highly unusual for Moist. Out of the final corner comes Ricky Maru. Ollie has managed to set a time faster than anybody so far. Ricky Maru, 1:29.0. Ollie on a 26.978, 1/10 of a second. Only faster than Moist so far. We've got some outlaps. We've got some chat going on. I'm going to try and read all the chat if I can. Fun Gaming is talking about Captain Nike's epic quest to fly the DHL delivery aircraft, I believe on Flight Simulator, for the entire paddock's logistics in between each races, and he had to go from Abu Dhabi, I believe it was, to Silverstone and then back to Saudi Arabia. We are not being kind on the logistical efforts here. We will see the rest of his activity later on in the season, I'm sure. Join the server if you want to find out exactly how that is all going. We've got Adam Kay back with us, race 1 winner, Adam Kay in the Red Bull. I don't think Floyd Pink is setting a lap right now. I know that he's got me playing in his ears as well, so I don't want to say anything too drastic to him. Atsu, though, is on a flying lap as he gets down into turn 1 and through turn 2. These very close walls on the exit of turn 2 and into turn 3 should see some action today, and drifting the car nicely. Looks like he's got his Alpine set up very, very nicely indeed. And Fun Gaming said that if Captain Knight doesn't get a podium and he has to do New York to Singapore, that is brutal. So first sector is good, a 32 something for Atsu as he goes through the epic turn 13, rolling around the high banking. Captain Nike is not doing himself a favours in that bet, is he? Because he's been disqualified, and so has Ricky Maru. Is it? Was it Captain Nike for sure? Ricky Maru's got a 5-second penalty for blocking the pit lane and has now been disqualified from the session. That is very rough indeed. I don't know if that means we will have a mid-session appeal on the boards here on a short delay. Atsu, though, is maximising this lap at the moment. Very distracting with all the light effects going off left, right and centre, but all you're staring at as a driver are the next apex and exit points. Here he comes then. It looks like it's going to be a little bit slower than the fastest times we've had so far. There he goes, a 1:28.9 is some 2 seconds clear slower than the fastest times we've had so far. Let's join the Ferrari, as I know we had Leo joining us last week, particularly interested in how the Ferraris were doing. Well, Floyd Pink wants to get rid of the Pirelli markings on the left side of his tyres by all appearances so far. Now just check on Adam Kay. He's coming out of the final corner. Tend to expect good fast times from Adam Kay. Well, it's a P8 so far, so maybe some room for improvement for Adam Kay. Race 1 winner here in Season 2. And of course we had a different winner and podium for race 2 as well. Floyd Pink sets a 29.122 and goes provisionally 12th at the moment. Then we have Sticky coming through to, he's just into the turn 13 at the moment on his lap, so may only have time for 2 fast runs, as we've also got outlaps happening. Adam Foran might actually be on a fast lap right this minute, but I do want to give a fair crack of the whip to everybody in the first runs. I'll keep my eye on Adam Foran. He is in the McLaren and is a little bit further back on this lap than Sticky, so we'll perhaps try and join Adam Foran shortly. Adam puts in some great laps, good performances so far, and is our thumbnail designer for the previous 2 rounds as well. So just to shout out Adam Foran there, and is available for graphic commissions, I do believe. Sticky fires out of the final corner underneath the lights, goes across the line, and he is into a P6. That's a nice early lap there for Sticky, although I say early, he is pretty late to get that first lap done. Well, Adam Foran is trying to use the tow from the car that's pitting, and it works to great advantage, and he gets a fastest provisional time. That is a 1:26.681. Shame we didn't get more of that lap, but it was a very good one nonetheless. ARL is right on the edge. You can feel the car active across those curbs. He'll be enjoying this, no doubt, getting right back into the rhythm of things. He'll also be quite pleased to see that car on the inside. No chance of a tow, though, unfortunately, into turn 13. That's a purple first sector for ARL as he debuts with us here tonight. Very good to grow the grid, as we are doing here at the league. It's fantastic to see this becoming somewhere that people really want to go racing, especially after race 2 in the championship, I'm sure. I have to say, not only was there more changes for the lead than I've probably ever witnessed in 500 races, but it was one of the cleanest close battles I've ever seen as well. ARL was purple in sector 2, but I don't think he was happy in those last couple of corners, and I think he may have bailed on this lap at the moment. We'll just check as he comes out of the final corner. He might be coming into the pits, though. It seemed a little lackadaisical going into the final DRS zone, and yes, indeed, did lose some time, unfortunately for him. We will see Strike Moist, although he is slow on this sector. Just bringing in the tyres, I think, for a charge lap. What about race 2 winner Alpha Alex? How is he getting on in the Alpine? Oh, wow. That was very, very skillfully done, but unfortunately just couldn't grasp control back. The only upside for him here is that, well, I would say that he's got time to revisit the lap, but he seems to have managed to keep this lap valid. I'm not quite sure how, and is 0.2 of a second faster than he's been before. He's not the quickest, but he could well be able to build on this lap. That was quite something to see him go off that way. Good evening to Jessica as well, rejoining us here tonight ahead of the race tonight, which is fantastic to see. Last week came in about 5 laps to go, I think. Oh, there we go. Surely the lap is dead and done now for Alpha Alex. Absolutely on the ragged edge, and unfortunately it was just one step too far for him, but he is trying fantastically. Moist has retired from the session. That's pretty big news from P3, and his quest for his first win in Season 2 may continue on into the next round. We shall see. A purple sector for Marco. Now that's pretty special. Sector 2 for Marco from P11 in the Williams, and has managed to get himself a purple sector. That's fantastic work from Marco. Where is this one going to put him? I have to expect he's going to build and position himself further up the grid after his first banker lap. This one is going to be significantly quicker. No mistakes coming out of the final corner for Marco, and that is P8, a 1:28.169, 0.8 of a second to the good from his previous lap. Tremendous stuff. Here is Season 1 champion's teammate, Triple Bay, and he's on into the pits, but he's 5th at the moment and only a very small amount of distance away from his teammate on the grid. He'll be hoping to make the most out of this one. Adam Kay has had an issue here in this lap as well. So lots of work to do, and he's cutting it pretty fine to get the car back around for the final run out there. We've got ARL on track, but I think on an in-lap at the moment. And Dex is down in 15th in the Haas. Let's see Dex, because we haven't joined him or a Haas car yet this evening. He is the only Haas car, Webbo, so that will be why. He's currently 15th on a 29.3. Have a good field spread at the moment, and he'll be looking to try and close that delta up as much as possible. Yellow flag in sector 2 won't worry Dex. Oh, just hanging on, coming out, and this is the treacherous nature of the Jeddah Corniche circuit here in Saudi Arabia. It is so quick and flowing, but the walls are so small, so tight. The track a very, very tight circuit for its entire length, and you really can happen upon another car going slowly on the way into the pits. There's no real way for us to manage a maximum in and out lap kind of discipline. Very difficult to run. As AJ thanks Joe there for the good wishes. Dex then from 15th, 29.3 was his time, and it's a 32.5 that lap, so obviously a charge lap for him. We'll see Chuck Norris as well in the Mercedes. He's about to be running a lap, but unfortunately Chuck has invalidated this one. Chuck Norris doesn't need a valid lap. Valid laps need Chuck Norris. Atsu is in 12th. Prize for the best Chuck Norris relevant joke tonight, I think, in the chat, if you can help me out with that one. Atsu is in 12th. He is so far managed a 28.985. Adam Foran and Ollie are on track at the moment as well, and Adam Foran is 5/10 to the good, is he? Let's see as he goes across the line. He's still well within the chance here in this first sector. Let's check out the Hector Ollie, and he has a purple first sector as well. We'll be switching between these two as they bid for pole position. Adam Foran through the faster section of the circuit and just hanging on here, possibly just brushing the Rolex wall on the outside as we run down towards the end of this second sector. Has he picked up any time? He has picked up time. What about Diakter Ollie? It looked like he was about to lose time. Diakter Ollie has lost a shade of time in sector 2 from his previous run, so we'll just watch him as he's just behind track on Adam Foran. Here he comes then through the final corner. You can see the tyre markings denoting where people have lent on the brakes as they trail brake into that hairpin at the moment. Adam Foran then from pole position. Can he go any quicker? Not this time. Diakter Ollie, it's advantage Ollie. Can he then run and push himself into pole position? He can, and only by 0.05 of a second. Ollie up to pole for the Williams so far at least. Let's check out Triple Bay as he's going quickly. Just started his first sector and running into turns 1 and 2. But how about that ding-dong battle at the top for Ollie and Adam Foran? Triple Bay has 0.6 of a second to catch his teammate and get himself up onto row 2 of the grid. That's target number 1 here, I think, and get ahead of ARL, or AJ as we know him in the chat and in Discord. Here comes Triple Bay then, and he's quicker than he's been before, but not by anywhere near enough to leapfrog ARL at the moment. He needs to get a clear 0.1 of a second ahead of his fastest time. Chucks the car deep into turn 16, and that was very, very nice. The car gripped in beautifully for Triple Bay, and he is coming to close out his second sector now. Let's see. And that's a purple sector for him, and he has lifted his game. He's managed to take advantage of the track. I think the exit of turn 16, entry to 17 was probably a lot to do with that one. There's not much to do in the final sector, but you've got to nail it 100%. Just using every inch of the track possible is Triple Bay. He's trying to lift himself. Alpha Alex has got in between Moist and ARL on a 27.256. Can't forget that. Triple Bay didn't manage to nail that final sector, and he stays in that position in P6 now that Alpha Alex has got himself ahead as we join Sticky to see if Sticky can get up from P7, but no, he's on his way in as well. Checkered flag is flying, so these are the final laps for our drivers. Speedy Spud, how speedy is a Spud? He is only slightly more speedy than he has been before, but an invalidation sadly for him. I'm expecting to see Adam K a little bit quicker as well. Let's see him as he runs through towards the end of Sector 2, and he is quicker by 0.3 of a second and change. This one could lift him up and see him vie for the big points on offer tonight in the championship. Of course, round 3, but we only have 10 races this championship, so there's plenty to play for. And I think he was missing last week as well, so really needing to maximise his 9 potential appearances for the season. Here comes Adam Kay into 8th place. That's a handy climb of positions. He'll be fairly pleased with that, I imagine, as we join then, I think, what is likely to be the last runner on track. He was the first on track tonight, as he almost always is in every league I've ever ever commentated in, and he gets himself organised incredibly quickly. ARL then out of the final corner. Can he manage to get back that position from Alpha Alex? He absolutely can. He can get it right up onto the front of the second row at 26.982. He's in the ballpark, 0.3 of a second away from our lead 2, but he'll be very pleased with that start to his International Racing League appearances. There we have ARL 33. Debuting with us and securing 3rd position on the grid. It's going to be Ole, Adam Foran, ARL and Moist. That is a mouth-watering prospect for the race to come. Expect fireworks, though, in Saudi Arabia, and not just in the sky. This is going to be one to absolutely enjoy tonight. I hope you're ready for it. Our Dutch driver, Dieter Ole, for the Williams team, manages to secure that pole position. Very, very, very close to Adam Foran, our Irish McLaren driver. Then comes our Welshman, ARL in the Alpha Tauri, with Moist, Alpha Alex, and Triple Bay, our second of our Welshies, in 6th position. Then comes Sticky, Adam Kay, racing near home at least, in 8th position, Speedy Spud in 9th, and then we have Wessel in 10th, Marco in 11th, Chuck Norris in 12th, Atsu in 13th. We have Floyd Pink in 14th, Dex in 15th. Captain Nike and Ricky Maru were disqualified. We will see, though, if there is any issue there between whether that affects our race order, our lobby settings. Mal Morris is having Easter dinner. Well, happy Easter, Mal Morris, to you and to everybody who celebrates. But otherwise, he'd be racing. So Easter dinner with the race on in the background, or is it just an earbud covered by a hat with a screen on your lap while everyone makes pleasantries over the dinner table? You have to let us know. Or maybe it hasn't started yet. Let's be kind. We will have a 5-minute break coming up. We will have an 28-minute past the hour restart. I'll be back with commentary for you round about then. But for now, grab yourself a drink, grab some snacks, take a bathroom break, and be back for us at 8:28. Seems like we're a little bit ahead of schedule. I'm going to get prepared just in case we're all good to go, but I'm not quite sure this is what everyone was expecting. I was told 8:28, and we are in a slightly different situation, but I'm glad I didn't go anywhere too far. There'll be hell to pay, I'm sure, if our loyal supporters miss things. We've got tyre selections on the go here. I'll just check in with the race control. Yeah, Mal Morris has got the stream up for the whole family to see. Well, a very happy Easter to the whole Morris family. I did you a disservice there, suggesting that you might have been less than attentive to your family, but we wish you a happy Easter over in Canada there, from the UK and the rest of Europe as we are represented. I think we might be getting underway, but I'm not 100% sure. I'll just check that everybody is in their cars. It looks like it. We've got a rainbow selection of tyres for the race. It doesn't look like Captain Nike or Ricky Maru managed to negotiate anything better as it goes for their starting positions. Looks like the game ruling will stand. It will be Director Ole, Adam Foran. It'll be ARL 33, Strike Moist, Alpha Alex, Triple Bait, Sticky, and then the two Red Bulls of Adam Kay and Speedy Spud starting nose to tail with Wessel down in 10th position. Dex has retired or been disqualified for hanging out off circuit. Good evening to Scotty Boy. Scotty, if you're interested in what we discussed earlier today on a different stream, join my Discord and I will sort out a channel where we can set something up for perhaps building something for next season on the GT7 platform. But let's work that one out. We'll sort ourselves out because, frankly, we're about to get racing. We've got the debutant ARL. We've got our man Ricky Maru on his second race only here today, starting at the back. But we've also got the championship challengers, Adam Foran, potentially Ole at the moment, and Strike Moist. A slight misjudgment getting to the grid, and that is a sign of league racing rustiness, perhaps, from ARL, as we look to try and get a decent camera angle from our race control. But I don't seem to be able to, because they just want us to look from the back. The Mercedes is coming into position. That looks to be Wessel from P10, and then hopefully we will get a front-facing camera shortly. The lights are on. We're about to get underway. The revs are building around Jeddah, and it's lights out and go at the start. Come on, camera, let's get some action at the front. Here comes Director Ollie sweeping around the outside, playing it safe, as is Strike Moist, using the curb nicely as they head out. It looks like Captain Nike has picked up a 5-second penalty for a severe collision at the very start of our race, and we go to a VSC straight away. No major huge changes of position at the front, at least. Just Strike Moist gaining one, ARL dropping one, and there you can see Dex has gained 5, and Wessel has dropped down the 7 positions you can see on screen. That is a big drop for him. Another penalty coming in here for those first few corner incidents, perhaps even before we had any corners. So we've got 4 penalties on the board. We are not even a sector old in our race so far, and it's Ole, Adam Foran, Strike Moist. It is a full safety car will be deployed. It looks like we may have some issues on the racetrack. Let's ride. It looks like this Mercedes of Wessel, he was late to his pit box, and unfortunately in a fluster has had some sort of issue at the front of the car, has damaged the front, has presumably left his front wing lying somewhere. There's an Alfa Romeo there, I think, without a front wing of Ricky Maru. It couldn't be going worse at the start of this race, but he'll be pleased at least for the safety car. So it looks like we've got 2 Ferraris towards the back in 15th and 16th. Just ahead of them is Ricky Maru. Just behind them is Wessel, but they'll both have to pit. I think anyone starting on the softs will be tempted to pit here. And let's check out, because actually one of those cars will be Director Ole, who is on the soft tyres. He's got the lead at the start. The counterpoint to stopping now on the softs and getting rid of them is that potentially you can extend now thanks to the safety car intervention. And we'll see from Director Ole's point of view, just make sure you don't hit the safety car, Ole, because it hides around in a blind spot on the exit of turn 3. There it is. Lights are on. Hopefully our field will now be able to condense. Oh, Ricky Maroon, that's absolutely awful. It's not, I don't expect that to be his fault. We've got loads of pit stops at the tail of the field, everybody taking the opportunity here, but Ricky Maru picked up a 5-second speeding in the pit lane penalty. The reason I say it might not have been his fault, because the lack of a front wing will affect your braking zone going into that position. So that is going to be really, really difficult to start the race. This Williams almost looks like it doesn't have a front wing, as it is all carbon fibre. It's lap 2 of 25 around the Jeddah Corniche circuit. We've had plenty of action already. Didn't catch much of it, unfortunately, on stream, but soft, medium, hard go the tyre selections for the provisional podium here at the moment. ARL, a little bit sluggish away from his starting position. He'll be kicking himself a little bit there, but there's plenty of time to improve. AEWS are predicting that this is a soft and medium one-stopping race. Discuss in the chat, please. I don't necessarily think it's easy to make a soft-medium strategy work. But we shall see. Clearly, there's enough drivers who think that the hard tyres need to be a valid race tyre, either for a one-stop with the soft tyre or potentially for an aggressive and fast-charging, high-deg route, possibly even high downforce option for a hard and medium race tyre. I'm not sure exactly. Keen viewers of the channel and my output will know I'm not actually a league racer myself. I am hopeless and I just absolutely love racing, so I do this instead. Great to see everybody joining us tonight. I hope you're all enjoying this at least. Mal Morris is anticipating another safety car. The street circuit is so unforgiving. It is a very, very different prospect for our drivers to Silverstone, of course. A wide, expansive, completely flat daytime high-deg circuit in Silverstone. Very, very low downforce Silverstone, although some drivers made a slightly higher downforce option work for them. It's not very racy, though. So it's been difficult to adapt here to a completely different assault on the senses. Tons more visual information coming at the drivers that they have to filter out for what is important in a way that perhaps they don't at Silverstone. And knowing where you are at all points, not just in the race circuit, but in the story of the race as well, is really, really important here, to not lose your focus on your race management and race craft. For the remainder, the safety car hopefully will be on its way in fairly soon, as the Ferraris and I think that's a Ferrari of Captain Nike and the Alfa Romeo of Ricky Maru are at the tail of the field and catching the snake, crocodile, or whatever animal or reptile you particularly like to choose. I have not heard of a safety car iguana yet, but certainly something that slithers is characteristic of our safety car queue. Ole leads us away. He got the pole position. He's in first position still, and Adam Foran is in second. These three drivers will have come into or now started to think about a bidding for the championship here. It will be an outside chance here for ARL to do so, but Alpha Alex, you've got to mention as well, in the hunt as one of our two race winners here in Season 2. Moist had many races all to himself in the Season 1, but the competition has ramped up a little bit for him, and he now will be feeling the pressure, despite holding on to the early position here of championship leader. Let's join Strike Moist as we head down and anticipate. But the grid has actually opened out, and Director Ollie could actually find himself getting away here. The safety cars come in. We get a green light. Has Ollie taken the opportunity? Absolutely not. He's just going to cruise his way all the way to the line. They are stacking 2 by 2, and I think that's going to be frowned upon as we actually go 4 wide, do we, down into the first corner. Strike Moist gets the impetus. He gets the lead straight away. Adam Foran skips part of the corner, will possibly pick up a warning for track limit abuse, as Alpha Alex is right on it there, and ARL caught a little bit out as the other cars managed to slither their way through. There is Strike Moist with an issue. Strike Moist, our Season 1 champion, he's facing the wrong way. It could possibly have been a reset to track. We've got another loose front wing at the front of the field. We've got another caution period, full course caution. What is going to develop from here? It is a VSC this time. And could we have a different race in prospect here? A more different race than we had in Silverstone. In Silverstone, it was super clean. An absolute advertisement for skillful racecraft and respectful driving, and straight away we have had mistakes, we have had incident, we've had damage. You never know quite what you're going to get from a night's racing, do you? And this Jeddah Corniche circuit absolutely throws that one up. The virtual safety car is out for the second time. Will it continue into a full safety car, I wonder? I thought we were going to lose the VSC for a second there, but no. So the gaps are maintained. The drivers drive to a delta. ARL got a little bit lucky out of that one. Virtual safety car keeps flashing on and off here on my screen, but it does appear to be consistent. Ole leads from Adam Foran from ARL because Strike Moist went off circuit in defence under pressure and unfortunately got turned around, lost his front wing and has tripped down the order significantly as the other cars try to get on past him. The VSC remains as we push into the first corners of the fifth lap. That is now, we now go green, and look at Adam Kay on the attack already. These are our first two race winners from the first two rounds of this season. Adam Kay straight up to fifth, and he has climbed a number of places already. Alpha Alex was not maximizing his delta or anticipating the release there, so he's got some work to do. Now I'll be interested. Oh, he actually goes off circuit there. Two consecutive corners again may pick up a warning as a result, and more importantly, we've got Dex barreling down the inside of turn 13. Couldn't quite see from that angle whether they made contact, but Alpha Alex has to ride the long way round the outside and holds on once again. So it's Ole, Adam Foran, Aero, Adam Kay and Alpha Alex, your top five, as now the Haas of Dex goes wide as well, and he's going to be slow coming out of the next corner. Speedy Spud will be right on his tail, and as will the Alpha Tauri of Sticky, who is running very close here. We've got absolutely nose to tail running another car off the circuit. That was the Red Bull of Speedy Spud off track. Now each of the lead three in this gaggle of cars have managed to go off the circuit. We've got side-by-side action between Sticky and Speedy Spud, and there'll be different DRS detection points. No games being played. We're too close to each other here to play games with the DRS. We'll see who gets the DRS. We've got a new fastest lap from Director Ollie. We've got ARL challenging Adam Foran down into turn one. He seemed to absolutely stall in terms of his stopping potential into turn one, but he's just held on, and ARL took a little time to switch on the tyres here, these medium tyres, but he's done it, and he's up into second position and is debuting with intent here, which is what we absolutely love to see. Drivers straight on it. Adam Foran is down into third position now. Let's take a quick look at the positions changed so far. Adam Kay up 4 positions, but how about Dex up 9? Yes, there's been a couple of incidents that he's profited from, but 9 positions, you can't take that away. Chuck Norris up 5 places as well. Well, I say that and he drops 2 as in the absolute in the moment that I draw attention to it. Dex has picked up a penalty that might be important later on. I don't imagine it's the limit of our penalties so far tonight, but Ole has a lead of 3 seconds. Adam Foran though is chasing ARL down here and is still within the all-important 1 second of DRS detection. All the lead drivers have yet to pit, of course. Most of them are on mediums. Director Ollie needs to maximise this run on his tyres. Here comes Adam Foran round the outside. I don't know if he got the nose just ahead at the DRS detection. We'll see as they power out of the final corner which of our 2 drivers get the DRS. It will be Adam Foran, so advantage to him here as he follows ARL. Is there going to be a defence to the inside? Yes, there absolutely is. It pays you to defend on the inside through turn 1, because if you do end up side by side, you can run around the outside of turn 2, and ARL it holds on for the moment, but this is slowing both of them and potentially will start to bring Adam Kay behind as they look to try and chase down Director Ollie, who's on the soft tyres. 3.2 seconds is his advantage at the moment. He'd like to build that a little bit more than he currently has, if at all possible, but it has, the 2 caution periods have stretched the potential of those soft tyres. He may well very well be able to get a soft and medium tyre strategy out. As Strike Moist is back out, he's got an intact car, he's back on the hunt, and he's on it, and he's put in a new fastest lap. He's currently fighting with Dex at the moment. I don't want to take my eyes away from this battle for the podium as things stand at them right now, but Adam Foran is in that third position, and he is very hot on the heels. ARL can relax a little bit through these corners. Well, not quite that much though, because using the ERS and a little bit of DRS, I think that was down in the second DRS zone, he managed to get his way through. And now he will have ARL behind him. Adam Kay behind him as well, as they both operate with the DRS. Adam Kay thought about a move on the brakes into the final corner. ARL keeping it smooth and trying to stay here close enough to Adam Foran. Let's check out the overspeed as he has the DRS profit. Adam Foran could end up being passed left and right here as he goes to the middle of the road. That's smart defense from Adam Foran. Doesn't overcommit one way or the other. And ARL couldn't get an overlap. But the gap at the front, 3.2 seconds. He's disappearing slightly from their view as we go around this very claustrophobic short circuit. Ricky Maru, 5-second penalty for corner cutting. His second penalty of the day. The first one was a pit lane speed penalty, unfortunately. But what of Alpha Alex? What's going on with him down in 5th position at the moment? He was lightning quick on his restart, but he hasn't been able to convert that at this stage. Expect, though, that 3.4 second gap to 4th position from Alpha Alex to start to drop, because these three drivers are pushing each other hard, but they're not going faster as a result. 3.6 seconds is the gap at the lead of the race for Director Ollie. He's on the faster tyre right now. These drivers could end up on a faster tyre later on if they don't overwork their medium tyres too much and can stay on those medium tyres until the last third of our race. We have another yellow flag. That was for a Mercedes, was it? And it looks like that's actually going to be Wessel. It's a full safety car. It's a full safety car because he had stopped on track. He's facing the wrong way. He wants to try and action a 3-point turn here. Maybe it will be a 5 or 6 point turn as his wheels go translucent on us. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and we're away for Wessel, and that's actually registered as a DNF outright. So Director Ollie into the pits. Who else was that into the pits? Well, it was ARL. It's the entire field for the top 11 at least so far, all into the pits. Marco has to queue slightly behind his teammate, Director Ollie. Well, Marco has stayed out, and it will be Williams at the head of the field. Director Ollie thinks that medium window might actually be open already, and that would be quite something for a 11? A 16-lap stint here. Yes, a couple of laps potentially under the safety car, but could end up with a pretty long stint on medium tyres for Adam Kay. For Director Ollie. Hard tyres have gone on the other drivers' cars. They have obviously elected to play it safe with the tyre selection and decisions. Triple Bay has a 3-second time penalty. The penalties are racking up a little bit. Some of them are being paid for in the pits. Marco has a 5-second penalty. He might be able to be interesting here on the restart for Director Ollie. I don't know if they're in a private chat room. Most of our drivers are in a race chat room to receive instructions from race control, but I don't know if there's any private chats going on. So you can see his penalty, you can see Dex's penalty, and Marco's on the left of screen at the moment. So everyone, I think, has made at least one stop. Am I right? Yes. Ricky Maru has made 3, as has Captain Nike. Chuck Norris has made 2, but for the most part, these drivers have pretty much likely decided to try and run the rest of the race on, certainly in the top 10, on the tyres that they're on at the moment. So very, very interesting. Marco will be slightly difficult for Director Ollie to defend his net lead of the race, given he's got his teammate right in front of him. Might want to think about building a gap and following his teammate here. But it's very difficult to arrange team tactics while you're all in a group chat with each other. As we go through, here's the field. I'll just get the standings out of the way on that camera, because standings get completely in the way of that camera angle. But this is lap 10 of 25. Basically, press the reset button and we will go for a 14 lap, 25% distance type of a race. Where is Moist? He's in 10th at the moment, and he would be hoping for a lot more out of this race and this championship so far. Yellow flag for the safety car, of course, but thankfully most of the grid have caught up. Just got Atsu still in the pits. He's down in 16th right now. Excuse me for a second. Fastest lap at the moment is with Season 1 champion Strike Moist. He's on partially scrubbed in medium tyres. Didn't stop on that last opportunity. But I expect to see faster laps come the end of our race. But I didn't actually ask for our race audience's predictions here tonight. What are you expecting to see by way of the podium? I know I'm a little bit late to ask the question, but at the moment you're going to be looking at Ole, you're going to be looking at Adam Foran, ARL, Adam K, maybe Triple Bay, Speedy Spud. And what about our previous winner of the season, Alpha Alex, and our season champion of Season 1, Moist? Will they manage to make it to the podium? Give me your 3 driver predictions for the podium, if you will, while we're in the safety car. Ask any questions you like. Tell me anything interesting that you've spotted or heard from the drivers. Or if you're here making your first appearance, anybody's gamer tag catch your eye. Do you know anybody from other leagues or other environs? And we can have a chat for a minute. The safety car is on its way in, thankfully, because I thought we would be filling for another lap here. ARL is in 4th position. He's trying to get those hard tyres working. I do happen to know ARL's tyre treatment is actually pretty good, so he should be one of the favourites here to restart on the hard tyres. Probably one of the ones with the best tyre preparation, I would anticipate. Now, Marco has to do a job here of restarting the race safely while not hampering his teammate. Now, we're going to see quite a lot of bunching up on the right of screen at the moment if we go at this speed. Ole has had to launch behind his teammate. It's not the best of situations for him as Adam Foran goes down towards the inside. He's not quite fully alongside as the Williams leaves a gap to the apex of Director Ole, and he'd be trying to power through now, trying to find a convenient time to pass his teammate and maybe hope that his teammate can put a different level of battling on. We've got Moist with a problem. Moist has been off circuit again and he's lost positions. He is releasing other drivers, very sporting of him. Oh, it looks like we've got Marco retiring from the session. We just cut away. I'm sorry about that. I was looking at Moist and he's gone down to 16th position as Marco has retired. I'm sorry to say for Marco. I can't see Marco's car, but that means we go for safety car number 3 as we get our net race order back under control somewhat with Ole, Adam Foran, ARL and Triple Bay. Easily done for the drivers. I don't anticipate there was any contact there. It was just a misjudgment on cold tyres for Marco. Remember, he was having to push very hard to defend and not interfere with his teammates' race too much on somewhat older tyres than the rest of the group. Now, we will be in a position where we will have 13 driven laps remaining, potentially just 11 at speed. Would an 11-lap stint be available for the soft tyres? Will the drivers consider pitting again now, knowing that the safety car will take a little bit of time? Will anybody take the gamble here? We'll just check out. Everyone else is pretty happy, but there goes Speedy Spud into the pit lane. So does Floyd Pink, and now maybe that has triggered everybody to decide that to roll the dice. I wonder if we will see any soft tyres here. I think Moist might decide that to go for broke now, with his race having run very, very disappointingly so far. So I wonder if Moist will now consider those soft tyres because of the safety car laps. No, indeed. There goes the medium tyres onto Moist's car. Mal Morris is tough between Ollie and Adam F there. Oh, I couldn't see the rest of your message, unfortunately. I will try and find it. Mal is cheering on his teammate Sticky. I've lost my live chat. I'm going to have to drop it and restart it, I think, to see what everyone is saying. I don't want to miss anything. But Ole is in the lead then, back where he started the race with Adam Foran and ARL. Triple Bay showing very well indeed in 4th position, but really flying the flag for Aston Martin at this point. And he may not have been thinking that was likely to be in this position earlier on. Although I think any experienced league racer will know that you can't really take anything for granted here at Jeddah. Ole's going to have to be pretty careful because he was virtually in front of the safety car there. There is a minimum speed, there is a minimum distance to the safety car you have to maintain. I'm pretty sure there's a rule that you can't overtake the safety car until instructed to, and you're a lap down. Well, we shall see. It is lap 12 of 25. Ole, Adam Foran, ARL, as they have been from the start. Remember that Alpha Alex was very quick on his restart. These hard tyres, they'll be a bit of a question mark for our drivers here as we run towards the next restart. There'll be a bit of a question mark because they will get cold, they will take longer to heat up, but they have been through a racing speed heat cycle, albeit for less than a lap, really. So that is going to be interesting. This has definitely given Ole a bit of a reprieve here on his medium tyres. This has helped him somewhat because I was wondering whether he would get those medium tyres comfortably to the end, but such is. No one has gone for the soft tyres in that last caution period, or this current caution period, I should say, and that surprises me a little bit. There is a severe collision penalty for Adam Kay on Alpha Alex. And these two drivers are definitely gunning for a potential podium here today. Alpha Alex won last time out, so he'll have ambitions higher up than 5th. He can see a penalty flag on Triple Bay's car, but will Triple Bay be easy to pass for Alpha Alex off the restart? We shall wait and see. I'm just hoping now that we can have the remaining half of this race nice and clean. We'll have 12 racing laps, maybe 11, depending on the Bernd Mailander's fatigue levels. As we head up into the far northeast of the circuit, into turn 13, roughly speaking, the halfway point of the lap, visually at least. It's slightly less than that, isn't it? But just after the first sector has been, we've got the information on the first sector speeds. What is Triple Bay's penalty level at the moment? We'll have a look. It's 3 seconds for Triple Bay. Adam Kay has 5. Ricky Maru has rescued his race to this point, back up to 7th place. House Strike Moist is still running, despite 2 significant issues so far in the race. I will have to try and find out after the race. But can he lift himself up into the points and collect all important points when the race isn't going well at this start of Season 2? Potentially for a championship bid later on. Well, we will see as the drivers just bunch up again. The safety car is coming in. We are going to go for 12 laps of a roughly 25% distance race around Jeddah. Ole will be well used to these restarts now. He's got a slight tyre advantage, remember, has Ole. We'll wait for the restart. The drivers are bunching up. We did see side-by-side queuing, and we're seeing it again here. Triple Bay is almost level with the rear axle of ARL. He'll be looking to make a manoeuvre down the inside, but he's actually got Alpha Alex fast starting down the inside as well, so potentially he was doing that to defend. Alpha Alex tries to steer around and close the door, but there was a car there. They both collide. Could have left more room for each other, potentially, at first glance. And Alpha Alex was slow away from that corner significantly, but he's managed to hold on. A little bit of contact in the midfield at the moment. That is Triple Bay slipping down the order. The front group remain as they were from the start, but it's been a bit of a change there for Triple Bay, and the Aston Martin race has not been running nicely. Here comes a potential move for Ferrari, which is Captain Nike on Triple Bay. Captain Nike had some problems earlier on, but he'll be hopeful of a better second half of this Saudi Arabia race, especially after putting in all the hours in the flight sim to transport all of our equipment to Saudi Arabia, and certainly to Silverstone at very least. So still battling side by side here with the Aston Martin of Triple Bay. This is a fantastic battle. Half a lap they have raced for, but Captain Nike misjudged things, and he's tagged one car, two cars, possibly three. Captain Nike down to the bottom of the order, as his teammate is pretty close to him as well. Ole has put in a monster lap here, first lap after the restart. Adam Foran has dropped a second. ARL has DRS, but he also has race 2 winner Alpha Alex right behind him, but he's got a good boost and launch out of that corner, out of that final corner, and is able to use the top speed there nicely. Just behind them we've got Ricky Maru and the second Alpine. Look, Alpine looking on a good potential points finish here today. Ricky Maru in 5th position, and that's beyond his wildest dreams after the first 2 or 3 laps of this race. The Red Bulls are together as well, Speedy Spud and Adam Kay in 7th and 8th. Apologies if there are any sound issues there for a moment. But Adam Foran slipping out of the DRS, ARL just slipping out as well, but he's managed to just claw that back slightly as they head down now into the fast, high-speed Sector 2, full of switchbacks, full of surprises. It's very difficult to action overtakes here, but ARL does seem to be slow on this particular section. He was passed here earlier on. He's certainly looking a little bit vulnerable on this section, giving up a little bit of speed through there in favour of the higher speed sections, I think, where he can use the DRS. His top speed looking pretty healthy, but he's dropped way out of DRS range. Just behind them, we've got Ricky Maru and Atsu fighting. Atsu drawing fully alongside. He goes down to the inside line. I think might have been ahead there at the DRS. I wonder if Ricky Maru decided to give him that DRS advantage at this stage. Who has the DRS as they come out of the corner? Well, neither of them have it just yet. So it is straight racing, drag racing down the order. Speedy Spud is on his own, and then further back we have Moist, who's picked himself back up to P9 already. A hell of a restart from Moist, but it has come at the expense of Triple Bay, of Sticky, and unfortunately Captain Nike has in fact DNF'd after clattering around the racetrack. It was busy fighting and unfortunately outbraked himself, seemingly tagging a car in front, losing the front wing, and then it was just all undone. Now, this is an interesting one for the team manager. We have Atsu versus Alpha Alex. Alpha Alex on the hard tyres, Atsu on the mediums. They should be able to see that for themselves, and Atsu put us in a massive drift around turn 13. Style points, I think, for Atsu on that one. Very, very nicely held as he lost the front wing aero performance following the Alpha Alex identical car that he's driving. Here is Atsu then with the DRS. So has Alpha Alex, but Atsu looking good at the moment on these medium tyres, and they need to think about who is faster at this stage and whether it's time to action a switch. They go round the outside, does Atsu. Both of them will get DRS. Doesn't look like anyone is making this particularly easy for each other. Chuck Norris doesn't need this race. This race definitely needed Chuck Norris, though. He's dropping down the order. P12, he's a DNF as well. We are down to 13 runners now, it seems. And that is a big surprise at this lap 17. Fastest lap that time out for Atsu, who did get ahead of his teammate. A monster of a lap from Atsu. And I tell you what, talking about monster laps, so has had Adam Foran. He is now just 0.6 of a second away. Alpha Alex has retired from the session. What on earth happened to Alpha Alex? He's gone straight on through turn 4. And unfortunately, that is our race 2 winner out. He's off the circuit. Will we see another safety car, I wonder? That is a full that is certainly a heavy caution. Atsu, oh dear, this looks like Atsu and Alpha Alex may have come to blows. If Atsu is dropping down as well, that is heartbreaking. The yellow flag has been cleared. We are clear to race, though, for the remainder of this lap at least. So Alpha Alex, sadly, out of the race. He is our 5th casualty from this Jeddah race meet. 0.7 of a second is the gap at the front. All the other gaps have opened out, though, due to that incident. So we'll focus on the battle for the lead now, as Director Ole's mediums and Adam Foran's hards are both equally old. But maybe the mediums are not quite working as he'd hoped, or maybe the telemetry will give us a little bit of clue here as well. Let's have a quick look. So 50% there for Adam Foran at the moment, 70% for Director Ole. That doesn't really explain the difference between the two cars. And Adam Foran has got right on the rear wing of that Williams now and is reeling him in and hoping for an opportunity to bid for the lead. We have some more pit stops. That looks like Dex and Atsu in the pits. So I wonder if Atsu is fixing some damage. Let's go and have a look at Atsu's car. It looks complete, but there does appear to be a new front wing going on. So sadly, it looks like those two teammates may have come together or hit the wall. And there'll be some strongly held beliefs and discussions in the debrief post-race at Alpine. And not for the first time either. It is Adam Foran in 2nd place at the moment. ARL, it has a 3.7 second deficit to these two at the front, and he's in 3rd place. We have Ricky Maru, Speedy Spud, and Moist up to 6th place now with the demotion of the two Alpines. Triple Bay has now retired. Goodness me! It's instead of an overtake for the lead every lap, we are seeing a DNF every lap. Every racing lap anyway. Here are the leaders. That was another yellow flag. So Triple Bay out, and he is our 6th retirement. We have 11 runners left. Adam Kay at the tail of the field, and he won race 1. Wow, this is amazing to see the difference in these races between races 1, 2 and 3. Couldn't be more of a different characteristic between all three of them. Strike Moist has now got up to 5th place. How he has rescued this race to this point, I do not quite understand. That is going to take some debrief, some research later on to find out how Moist has managed to do this. He still has a way to climb, though, to get onto the podium. He has a near 5-second deficit to Ricky Maru, a further 1.3 second deficit to ARL. But at this rate, he will certainly be within a chance to have a go at a potential podium tonight. Let's go back up to the front, though, as Triple Bay leaves the session, sadly. Jess says, stay strong, lads. Yeah, unfortunately, we are just hoping that we can get through a lap without a retirement at this stage. 0.9 of a second is the gap at the front. So Adam Foran managed to close in, but as soon as he has done, Ole has turn the speed button up a little bit, or he's decided to use some of his ERS, not entirely sure which, but he was taking it fairly easy, it seems, on those medium tyres, and now the pace of both cars being lifted. Talking about pace, let's have another look then at the fastest lap currently. It's with Sticky on soft tyres, 29.879. That previous caution period may have been an opportunity for soft tyres to be fitted. Now we've got DRS open on the McLaren following the Williams. 0.3 of a second down to 0.2 of a second as we close in on turn 1. Unfortunately, no way through at this stage, and this is the closest gap on the field, with the exception of this battle at the tail of the field for the single solitary point, unless either of them manage to get a fastest lap here, in which case it'll be 2 points, of course, between Adam Kay and Dex. Now, we haven't had much helicopter cam yet, and it's my favourite of all of the camera angles that we get in the game. Oh, dear me. I'm glad we caught that on screen, because I can quite imagine that on lap 20, Adam Kay is going to have to reference something there with the stewards, as there was definite contact. Atsu has put some soft tyres on. He's gone for fastest lap and got it this time out. He was super quick prior to whatever happened between him and his teammate that made his teammate retire. But that is got to be a talking point. What did you think watching live about that manoeuvre between Adam Kay and Dex? Well, Adam Kay has ended up DNFing because he did hit the wall as a result of that. He's retired in 11th, so any post-race penalty will not profit him in the slightest. We've lost 7 cars. We're down to 10. That is very very strange to see that kind of situation with the drivers. We've got Atsu closing in on Sticky here, but if you got a couple of arguments here. Dex looked like he was possibly weaving around on the straight a little bit, and maybe Adam K might reflect on it and think he could have been more patient for later in the race. Here comes Atsu then on the climb back through the field, and he's managed to put the pass on Sticky, exactly where I was just saying you shouldn't really try and overtake. So he proved me wrong straight away. Back to the front. Let's talk about racing instead of Stewart's decisions, shall we, at the moment, because we can't really control those. Here is Adam Foran, 0.6 of a second. ARL has actually dropped off the back of this pair, which further backs up to me a little bit that these drivers suddenly have raised their pace as soon as they come into contact. Dex Diddy has now retired from P10. I don't know if that was jumping before you're pushed situation, but he's certainly retired in the pits, I believe. So no yellow flag will be waved for his retirement. And we're down to 9. This is quite the rate of attrition here in Saudi. I wonder if the drivers feel like going to Monaco at any point after this race, because it looks to be a similar challenge. Here comes Adam Foran then. It looks like Ole not too uncomfortable giving up the DRS on the way down, but Adam Foran takes the lead at the end of lap 21. Will that prove to be a wise move for Director Ole to give up that DRS and maximise his opportunity to get back the place into turn 1? Here they go then. Round the outside he'll be made to go. Will he get the tail ahead before the braking zone? He will, and that was very well calculated from Ole, who gave up the lead for just a corner. He did pass the checkered flag, so he won't lead every single lap. That fan in the surprisingly short sleeves for a female fan in Saudi Arabia managed to enjoy that moment anyway, as Adam Foran then drops back down again. So he'll have a little bit of information now in the old grey matter on how that one went, how that attempt went down. Mal Morris is calling out debriefs in the Discord. It's not, let's put this politely, it's not the cleanest of chats I've ever been witness to. In counter to the race we had at Silverstone was one of the cleanest races I've ever witnessed, especially with so many overtakes. The actual Discord chat is somewhere I would probably warn a friend before joining, because it can be a little brutal. Here comes Moist brutally himself, passing Ricky Maru, and he's now up to 4th position, 2.1 seconds in 3 laps. Can he actually climb onto the podium, I wonder? That would be quite something. Here is Adam Foran. He gets back close to an overtake. Will he? No, he looked like he was fainting down the inside, feigning a move, I should say, down the inside into the final corner. Ole was not happy to give it up that time. Adam Foran will try now to do to Ole what Ole did to him, which is to take the place back into turn 1. But Ole looks to have decent enough straight line speed. Here then is Strike Moist. We've just seen ARL come through camera as well in that 3rd position. We could have a fight for the podium for P3 as well as this fantastic battle for P1 at the moment. This is fascinating. Who's your money on? Ole or Adam Foran, I wonder. We've lost the other Adam, of course. We will have a new winner, a 3rd winner from 3 races, and none of them have so far been our Season 1 champion, who won so many races in Season 1 as to make the latter end of the season almost academic for the championship. Sticky and Atsu are pretty close to one another at the moment, trading quick times, and Atsu gets ahead at this stage. But for now at least, it is a 2-horse battle for the podium, for the win. And I do think that Strike Moist's pace right now, 11-lap-old mediums versus 14-lap-old hards, with 2 and a small amount of laps left to go. Mal says that Adam seems to be playing the tyre game. I think he has the pace, but he's being patient. That's a good claim. I like that one. Let's see. He does have a tyre advantage, but those medium tyres are not, in truth, 14 racing laps old. They are a little bit younger than that on Ole's car, and so therefore I don't think are quite into their grand old age point yet. Adam was not close that time. I'm going to risk a little look now at the telemetry between the two of them. 30% on Adam Foran, at 71% on Director Ollie. He holds on to that little advantage, does Ollie, despite trading places a couple of times. Speedy Spud has speeded his way into the pit lane, unfortunately. Should say sped his way, but it didn't quite work as a gag, did it? He managed to get a 5-second penalty heading into the pits as well. That's not good news for him. 1.1 seconds is the gap then for Moist to close in these two remaining laps against ARL, who likewise might be trying to play this one a little bit cannily. He's held on to more of the ERS than Moist has at the moment, so Moist is perhaps on the very end of this of his battery deployment. He's got some work to do now, and ARL will figure that that's fairly good for him right now. He can afford to spend a little bit, but we have seen in Jeddah, we have seen drag races to the line out of the final corner with the benefit of DRS as well, which frankly I don't think should be given on the final run to the line. It should be a slipstream battle. Talking about slipstream battles, let's join Adam Foran on board. Ole is off like a rocket ship out of the final turn, presumably spending his ERS here, and he's going to make this a final lap to watch. Get on the edge of your seat, secure your possessions around, put your drinks down for this final lap as we go towards the checkered flag here with Ole, who was the pole position sitter. He's only relinquished the lead once for a few meters, only to then give it retake it, of course, straight away. Moist has closed in to the back of ARL. We are going to be flicking between those two battles as we run through this lap. Ole looks to slightly have the better of Adam Foran here at the first sector of the final lap. This is going to be really, really tense right now. Where is ARL and Moist? Well, Moist is right behind. ARL presumably holding on to some of his electrical deployment advantage for those last two big pushes down towards and away from the final corner. Here is Adam Foran. Now the gap is opening out, and could Director Ollie actually play an absolute blinder here and clear himself out of DRS zone? Not quite. It looks like Adam Foran is going to have the ability to use DRS as they have run those final two long straights. So DRS is in use here for the McLaren against the Williams. He's got no battery left. Director Ollie probably has got some battery deployment left. Perhaps it's going to be closer though between the two here for the third position. Looks like ARL has managed to secure this running down towards the end. Here comes the checkered flag. It's Ole who wins from pole, and it's Adam Foran in second position. Let's rejoin then this battle because it is tooth and nail between these ones. It is right to the line, but it looks like ARL did secure it by 1/10 of a second to strike Moist, and Ricky Maru followed them home for a very strong finish in fifth place as well. Great debut from ARL. Good, solid second performance from Ricky Maru as well. Here is Floyd Pink, who's kept his head while many others haven't. The Ferrari coming out of the final corner to pick up sixth position. Looks like we will also get Sticky later on. Coming in seventh, Speedy Spud in eighth, and I'm anticipating to see Atsu in ninth place. Here comes Sticky to cross the line in seventh, Speedy Spud in eighth, and Atsu with a penalty should get himself a fastest lap extra point as well. But tremendous race in the end. Great final couple of laps. Absolutely full of accidents and incidents. Appreciate the kind words, Mal. That's great, and GG's and congratulations to Ole here and our whole podium. Here is Ole bringing himself to the podium with Adam Foran, who took it close. ARL though, congrats to him for a fantastic debut podium scoring finish here at the International Racing League. Remember, if you've enjoyed it today, remember to like the video, remember to drop a subscribe if you can, and this league is growing, and it is definitely a very, very fun place to come racing and come watching on a Sunday evening here. Not entirely sure what we do if there is a clash with the live F1 race, but we'll get there when we get there. Director Ollie then with P1 for Williams, securing the full 25 points from Adam Foran and ARL. Moist managed to recover back to fourth, and Ricky Maru also recovered his race back to fifth. Then comes P6 Floyd Pink. We have Sticky, Atsu and Speedy Spud finished. Atsu did manage to finish with the fastest lap there. Unfortunately, I don't think Dex will pick up a single point because he did not finish the race. Neither did Adam Kay, Triple Bay, Alpha Alex, Chuck Norris, Captain Nike, Marco and Wessel. That was your round 3 of season 2 of the International Racing League. I've been Webbo. Thank you so much for everyone who has contributed today. It's been an absolute blast once again, and look forward to racing again with you. For now, though, goodbye, good night, and we will catch you on the next race day.